In this tutorial, we'll be using the Gutenberg editor, which is the built-in editor in WordPress, to learn how to add text to our lessons, embed documents to our lessons, add images to our lessons in multiple different ways, and also add media files like videos to our lessons in multiple different ways. Also, throughout this lesson, we'll be using the SkyPilot theme from LifterLMS. However, the things that you would learn in this lesson would still apply even if you are not using the SkyPilot theme. So you're free to use the 2024 theme, 2033 theme, or any theme at all, as long as that theme allows you to use the Gutenberg editor. Since we're going to focus exclusively on creating a multimedia lesson, let's create a lesson first. So to do that, let's create a course on your WordPress dashboard. So click on the courses tab here, and then click on the add course button. Let's call our course a demo course, and then quickly just publish this course. Okay, once the course is published, let's go ahead and click on the launch course builder button there, add a section, call the section section 1, and then click on the new lesson button here, and then call the lesson lesson 1 or demo lesson 1. All right, the lesson will be saved. Once it's saved, reload the page, and then click on the permalink here. What you'll notice is that the lesson is currently empty. That's as expected because we just created a lesson. In the next section, we'll begin adding content to this lesson. To begin adding content to our empty demo lesson, open it up in the Gutenberg editor. Then, once it's loaded in the Gutenberg editor, to add a paragraph, just press the Enter key and it will create an empty paragraph. What I like to do is to copy and paste from a service called libsyn.com when I'm doing a demo. So to do that, let me go to the page here and copy the first 2 paragraphs. And then on my Gutenberg editor, I'll right click and then paste. And as you can see here, when I click on the document overview button, it created 2 paragraphs. Let me go ahead and save the changes and then view the changes in the front end. There we go. We have 2 paragraphs. There's a lot of things that you can do with these paragraphs. For example, you can make this bold, you can make this italic, and so forth. You can even, let's say, add a superscript, like by clicking on this drop-down icon here and then clicking superscript. We won't explore all the possible options for you here, but we are just going to demonstrate to you how to add a paragraph. Another thing you'd like to do when working with text is to add hyperlinks to it. For example, I can add internal hyperlinks, which are just hyperlinks that point to the same website. For example, I can add a hyperlink to a PDF that is hosted on my website here. To do that, what I'm going to do is go back to my dashboard. And go to the media library. Once on the media library, I can just look for the PDF file that I want and then click on copy URL to clipboard and go back to my lesson page here. I'm going to highlight the word where I'm going to add a hyperlink to and then click on this link button here. Then I'm going to paste the hyperlink that I just copied. Another thing I like to do is to make sure that this hyperlink opens up in a new tab. So to do that, I'll just click on that link and then check the checkbox for open a new tab here. I'm going to click on update here. Another hyperlink that I can add to my course page here is, let's say, a hyperlink to a page on my same website. To do that, I'm going to go back to my dashboard again, and then I'm going to copy the link for my sample page here. I'm going to go back to my course page here, and I'm going to highlight this text. Click on the link icon here, paste the URL, and then again, I'm going to click on that word, check this checkbox to make sure it opens in the new tab. Lastly, I'm not limited to linking to internal pages or internal files. I can also link to external resources. For example, I might want to link to, let's say, the homepage of Google. To do that, I'm just going to highlight a word that I want. Let's say this word. Click on the link icon. And then this time I'm going to type. So I'm going to type the hyperlink to the Google homepage. Hit enter. And then again, I'd like it to open in a new tab. I'll click on update. Then I'm going to go to my new tab here, reload the page, and there you go. Those are my links. Let me test them one by one. So this should open a PDF file on a different tab. There you go. This should open the sample page on a different tab. There you go. And this should open the Google homepage on a different tab. Notice that these paragraphs are long. Let's add headings to break them apart. So I'm going to go here to my Gutenberg editor, and I'll click or hit the enter button, and I'll click on the plus icon here. Then I'll click on heading. Another way to add this heading is to also just press enter, type the /, and then click on heading. So you have two ways of adding blocks. One is by clicking the plus icon, and the other one is by typing the /. I'm going to delete the second heading. And you'll notice that when you're working with headings, you have several options. You can use H1, H2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. H1 is the biggest, followed by H2, H3, H5, 6, and so on. So I'm going to select H2 here, or H3, and I'll just select this text here to be my heading. Copy it, and then paste it here. And there I have a heading. Let's see how it works on the front end. Seems like we have some extra space here. And that's okay. So maybe we can change this to H2. And if we need to update the space there, we can just press the enter button or press the enter key, tap the /, and then type spacer. Click on that, and then we can then just drag and drop the height until it gives us the desired spacing that we want. Let's reload it on the front end, and there you go. Sometimes it's better to add lists instead of multiple sentences in the same paragraph. Let's go ahead and break the first paragraph into two kinds of lists. First, let's go back to our Gutenberg editor here, and let's select the last 3 sentences. So this is the first sentence, second sentence, and the last 3 sentences. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and break this apart into a list. So to do that, I'm going to go ahead and click on this icon here, the paragraph icon, and then select list. I'm going to go to this period, put my mouse cursor there, and then hit enter. I'm going to go to the last period, hit the mouse cursor, let it end, and then press enter. I'm going to go ahead and change this to a colon. There we go. We have an unordered list. I can also have an ordered list. So to do that, let me go ahead and select just the last sentence there, put it into its own paragraph. Then let me go ahead and select the last 3 sentences of the first paragraph that we have. And then again, put it on this own paragraph by hitting enter. Let me click on this icon again, select list. And then this time I'm going to click on ordered to produce an ordered list. There we go. I'll put my mouse cursor there at the last period, hit enter, put my mouse cursor here again in the period, hit enter, and now I have an ordered list. And there you go. So far, this is how our lesson looks like. It's formal. We don't always have to be so formal in the lessons that we create. To add a bit of informality, we can use some emojis. If you are using Windows, you can add emojis to the current lesson by clicking on the command button followed by the period. And then you can just add the emoji here. You could also use the command button followed by the semicolon in order to give you the same emoji here. If you are on Mac, you can use the command plus control plus space keyboard combination. But this would only work if you are using Yosemite OS or above. On the other hand, if you are using Windows 7, you can just copy and paste the emojis from getemoji.com. So we're going to try to do that. So let's copy this, and then let's paste it here. So that is how you add emojis to your lesson. Let's hit on update, and let's view the changes on the front end. There you go. Another way to make your lessons less dry is to start it with a code. So let's go ahead and do that. Let's head to the Gutenberg editor here, click on enter, press the plus icon, and then type code. All right. I like the quote from Richard Feynman, who said that to everyone is given the key to the gates of heaven. The same key opens the gates of hell. So let's go ahead and put that here, and then let's cite Richard Feynman. So I'll paste his name on the citation block here. All right, let's click on update, and let's see what happens on the front end. There you go, we have a code. You could be teaching physics, engineering, science, or any other field of endeavor where you need to display mathematical symbols, expressions, and statements on the browser. There are 3 popular options to do this. Some prefer a graphical editor that outputs MathML code. Others prefer to type the code directly on the browser using LaTeX or ASCII-Math. In this section, we'll focus entirely on LaTeX. To use LaTeX on your entire WordPress site, including your LifterLMS lessons, you'll need to install a third-party plugin. Our favorite is the Jetpack plugin, which is already installed on my WordPress site here. Let's activate that plugin real quick by going to the plugin section here, and then click on activate, and then on Jetpack, go to settings, writing, and then scroll down to composing, and make sure that this is toggled on. So you have to toggle on use the LaTeX markup language to write mathematical equations and formulas. Once that's enabled, let's go ahead to our page here and refresh that. And now let's work with some LaTeX code. Now, there are 2 ways you can embed LaTeX code: inline and block. Inline code is sandwiched between words. It doesn't have a line all into itself. Block LaTeX, on the other hand, sits on its own line. So let's quickly make both here in our lesson page. Let's start with the inline LaTeX. I'm going to type or click anywhere on this last paragraph and start adding LaTeX code inline. So to do that, I'll just hit the or press the $sign, LaTeX, and then quickly close that with another $sign. Now, anything I type inside of this delimiters here will be parsed and converted into an image. So let's see. I'd like to put an interval here. So I'm going to type int _1, then script there, and let's just call it space. Yeah, there we go. So we have an integral. It doesn't look much, but once I hit update and go to my front end here and reload the page, it gets converted directly into an image here, and it is in line. It doesn't have its own line. It sits between the words here. So now I'm going to go ahead and add some block LaTeX code. So to do that, I'm just going to hit enter here, create another paragraph, and this time I'm going to type summation. So I'll hit sum, 1, and let's see, and let's choose x squared this time, and hit update. What you'll notice here is a little bit ugly because it's small, so let's make it big. I'm going to type display style, and click on update. Okay, it looks better now, but it is not centered. So to center it, I'm just going to click on this paragraph, make it centered, and that's it. Let's go to the front end, and now it is centered, and this one is block LaTeX, this one is inline LaTeX. This isn't the only place though where you can add LaTeX code. Maybe you would also want to add LaTeX code to the exams or questions that you have for this lesson. So for that, let's go ahead and quickly make a quiz. So I'm going to go to the course builder here and create a quiz. So create new quiz, make sure it's published, and let's add a question. Let's say it's a multiple choice question. Let's say question 1. Find the given value. Okay. And then the first answer, let's say 385, and the next answer is 485. Now we don't have the question yet, so we're going to add the actual question in the description here. And instead of using the opening and closing LaTeX tags here with the dollar sign, we're going to use another approach, which is the shortcode approach. So I'm going to type LaTeX. So this is my opening shortcode, and this is my closing shortcode. And I'm going to type my LaTeX code inside of it. So for this one, I'm going to copy what I have on the lesson. Let's get it up real quick. I'm going to copy the LaTeX code I already have on this lesson, and I'm going to paste it here. Okay. Find the given value. So now let's just wait for it to save. Save, now I can reload the quiz. See how it works. And let me go ahead and view the quiz on the front end. There you go. So that is how you use LaTeX for both your lessons and your quizzes. All right, we have now displayed mathematical expressions and statements on our lesson, and everything looks nice. But maybe you are also teaching computer science students or IT students. You want them to compute this value, but without using the closed form solution. In that case, you might be interested in teaching your students how to code. So there's one way to do it. There's actually a lot of ways to do it. So one way to do it is to just manually use the code block in WordPress. So I'm just going to type code here, and I'm going to paste basically this code, a Julia code, that computes this value. So I'm going to go ahead and right click and paste. And there's my Julia code. And let's see how it looks on the front end. So I'm going to load this on the front end and scroll down. And there's the code. Now, this is okay, but it doesn't have syntax highlighting. So another option for me to do is I can actually just save my code as a gist and then embed that gist in my lesson page. So I already have a gist here. And to embed this gist, I just need to copy this script here. So I'm just going to click on the copy button here. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to head back to my lesson page. I'm not going to delete this block. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to add an HTML block. So to do that, I'll click on enter, not that. Enter here. And then I'm going to add an HTML block. So I'm going to click on the plus icon here, type HTML. So I'm going to use the custom HTML block, and I'm just going to paste the script there. Once I hit update and go to my front end, I'm going to refresh it and you'll see the big difference here. So there you have it. So with the code block, we have this plain code, but by embedding a gist, I have syntax highlighting and I have line numbers. So that's how you embed code on your lesson page. So this is also the code that I used to compute the value for the correct answer in this quiz page here. We have a few options when it comes to displaying PDF files, Word documents, Excel files, and PowerPoint presentations on your lessons or on any kind of page on your WordPress site. Before we proceed, let's make sure that we have the files that we needed in the video library. So I have already uploaded the Word document, Excel document, PowerPoint presentation, and a file, as we have in the beginning of the lesson, in the media library. So one way in which we can display these files is to use the file block, the built-in file block in WordPress. I'm going to click on the plus icon here and search for the file block. Click on the media library, and then click on videos. There we go. It was able to instantly display the PDF for us, and it gives them an option to download the PDF. But what about if I want to display the Word document? Plus icon here, search for file, the library, then select the Word document. As you can see, it doesn't display the Word document, but it does provide an option to download. Let's go to view this on the front end to see what we have. Awesome. So we have the PDF file that's still loading. We have the Word document where it's displayed. It's just available for download. So what options do we have now if you want to display Word documents? Well, one option that we have is to use the Embed Any Document plugin. We already have that activated on my website here. Actually, it's already installed, but we have to activate it. So let's activate it. And once you have this plugin activated, you have two ways of using this plugin. The first one is to use the document block. I'll show you here. So click on the plus icon and search for the document block. So that's the first option. It's not showing because I need to reload my page. Great. So I'm going to do it again. Try to add search for the block. Block. That's it. So that's one way to use it. The other way to use the plugin is to use the embed doc shortcode. So I'm going to go ahead and first use the document block here to load this PDF. And then to load it, the same file using a shortcode, this time just a shortcode block. What I'm going to do is type embed doc URL of double quotation marks. And I need to put the URL in between these quotation marks. So I'm going to go back to my media library here and look for a PDF file and click on copy URL to clipboard. Back to my lesson pack. I'll paste the URL in between these double quotation marks, and I'll click on update. You'll notice that it takes a while to load the document. So I'm going to go ahead to the front end and go to the page. Let's wait for them. Right, there we go. So the PDF file has already loaded, at least when we were using the shortcode. We're still waiting for the PDF to load from the document. That's okay. So now we'd like to load other kinds of files like Word documents, Excel files, and PowerPoint presentations. So we'll go ahead and do that. And I'll choose the document block again, go to the media library, and choose Word. So this Word document is actually a resume. It loads quite fast. Let's view this on the front end. There you go, the resume is loading. And now let's try to add an Excel file. And display the Excel file. Display quickly. Let's go to the front end. Have the document, and we're waiting for the Excel file to load. There we go, the Excel file has loaded. Let's try the last file, which is a PowerPoint presentation. The procedure, click on the plus icon, click on the document block, go to the media library, choose the PowerPoint presentation, click on update. Let's go back to the front end. And let's wait for this to finish loading. And there we go. We have the PowerPoint presentation loaded on the front end. We have the Excel file loaded in the front end, and we have the Word document loaded on the front end. We also have the PDFs loaded quite nicely here. So that is how you embed these types of document and display them directly on your lesson pages without having to ask the students to download these files and open it locally on their computers. In WordPress, you can display images of several file types across any post type that you can imagine. You can use JPEG files, PNG files, animated GIF files, and even the more modern WebP files. You can also work with SVG files. However, if you try to upload it in your media library, let's say here, and if you try to upload SVG file here from my downloads, let's say, you see that you can't even actually find it here. So let me go ahead and open my downloads folder here. And if I try to drag and drop SVG file, it's going to tell you, sorry, you are not allowed to upload this file. Later on in this section, we're going to show you a workaround on how you can actually embed SVG files within your LifterLMS lesson pages. Now, as you can see here, I have already uploaded to my website all the images that we would use. If I go ahead and click on this list view here, you'll see that these images are coming from, or some of these images, except this GIF file, is coming from Unsplash. So let's give a shout out to Lockup Graphics, Zheng Taozhang, and Neom for providing these images for free. One of the first images that we'll add to our lesson page is a featured image. So let's see what I mean by that. I'm going to open my page on the back end. Over here on the right side, on the featured image, click on that, and I'll set the banana here as my featured image. So what would happen is this featured image would appear on the lesson page. There you go, it's appearing here on the lesson page, but you would also see that it's appearing on the syllabus as the thumbnail of this particular lesson. And since the syllabus also appears here and here, this image should also appear there. So let me go ahead and refresh this. As you can see, the featured image appears in the demo course page because of the course syllabus here. Another way that we can add a featured image to our lesson page here is to use the featured image block. So let's go back to the back end of our lesson here, and I'll just press enter here. And let me first remove the original featured image that we had. So we just click on the remove button here and save the changes. So to add a featured image block, I'll just click on the plus icon here, and then I'll type featured image here. Search field. I'll click on featured image, and here I can select the featured image that I want. So notice that it's going to do two things. The first thing it will do is it will add the image within the content area, but at the same time, it will also add a featured image here, this area. So if I click update now, I can view the lesson page in the front end, and you'll notice that we now have the featured image both in the content area as well as on the lesson sidebar, which is controlled by the template that I'm using within this KitePilot theme. So the results would actually might be different depending on the theme that you are using. So now I'll go ahead to go back to the back end and I'll delete this featured image block. And what you'll notice is even if I delete the featured image block here, we still have the featured image in the settings. So if I click update now, you'll notice that the featured image will disappear in the content area, but it is still present in the sidebar, and it will also still appear here in the course syllabus as the thumbnail of my lesson. So we can now focus our attention on adding images in the actual content area instead of in the sidebar here. So let's go back to our backend here. I'll press enter. And the most obvious choice here is the image block. And select, say, this fish from the media gallery. Okay, great. So there's a lot of things that you can do in the block settings here for the image block. What you can do, for example, is you can change the size, the width, and height of the image. But what I like to do is to play along with the aspect ratio setting here, along with the resize handles of this particular block. As you can see here, if I resize the image, the original aspect ratio is preserved and the image is not squished. I can change the aspect ratio here. So for right now, the original aspect ratio is a tall rectangle. I can make it square. As you can see, I can resize the image and that square aspect ratio is preserved. I could also select, let's say, standard here. So it's with the landscape. I could still resize the image and the aspect ratio is preserved. I could also say like wide, still the aspect ratio is preserved. And I could also select tall here. And again, the aspect ratio is preserved. So let's see what happens when I change the resolution. If I select thumbnail here, you'll see that it gets pixelated. And when I change to large, it's not pixelated. When full size, it's still not pixelated. So what happens here is the thumbnail resolution is the lowest resolution. It just really means that it's loading a lower resolution version of the image, which is a lot lighter. And when an image is lighter, it doesn't load that long. It takes a very short time to load because the image is basically smaller. It doesn't have a lot of megabytes. If I select a full size version, that will not be pixelated. It's going to have a lot of pixels. It's going to be heavy. And when that loads on the front end, it might take a bit of time to load. Let me go ahead and go to the back to the front end just like me. So let me delete this, save our changes. I'd also like to turn this on so that when I click on the image, it just expands in front of it. I'll turn it on, save the changes, and now we can reload the page. So I want to disable my cache first and then reload it. So let me reload it now. And what you see here as page loads is the image would also load alongside it, but it's going to load a lot slower. Let's wait for it. There you go. So you can see the image is loading slowly because I'm loading the full size version of the image. It's finished loading now. And let's go back to the back end. What else can we do with this image block? I can replace the image that I have added. So let me go ahead and select the banana. And another thing that I can do is, let's go and send it to which one, resize it. I can make it centered, aligned. Great. And I can go to the Styles tab here, and I can actually play along and add some filters. So right now it's yellow. Maybe I like it gray, so I can add some over here. I'll change this to white. And now I have a black and white banner. Let's see what happens on the front end when I run this. And there we go. We have a black and white banner. So we won't discuss everything you can do with the image block. You can play along with it time. That's how you add the image block to the content here. We don't have to be limited to displaying one image in the content area of our lesson. We can add galleries of images instead. So let's go ahead and go to the backend and add an image gallery somewhere. So maybe I could add it here. Just break this paragraph into two and then add a gallery somewhere in between these paragraphs. And go to the media library and select this banana, this, and this. I'll click on create a new gallery, insert gallery, and this gallery, and click on document overview. It has 3 columns, but it has 4 images on it. I'd like to use just 2 columns. There you go. And I don't want these two bananas to be side by side, so I can rearrange them. Just drag this here, or drag it further. There you go. Now, you'll notice that this one is just blue. It's supposed to be an animated GIF file. Let's see if it's still behaving the same on the front end. So now you will see that it's still blue, it's not animated. So let me go back to the back end here, click on the image for the GIF file. And as you can see in the resolution here, it says large. To fix the problem, I'll set this to full size. And you can see that as soon as I set it to full size, it instantly starts animating. I'll click on update. You'll notice something here. It tries its best to make the, let's say, heights of these images relatively the same. Maybe you'd like something else. So let's see what we can do in the next section. We noticed how the gallery block tries its best to fit the images inside it into a rigid grid. In the beginning of this lesson, we installed and activated the Jetpack plugin so that we could use LaTeX on our website. The same Jetpack plugin also makes available the tiled gallery block. And this tiled gallery block generally offers a very beautiful gallery as compared to the built-in gallery of the Gutenberg editor. So let's go ahead and use that one. I'm going to go back to my backend here, and I'll split this paragraph into two. Space for the gallery, and I'll click on the plus icon, which is the plot block icon, and search for tiled gallery. There you go. Go to the media library, and I'll select this 3 or maybe 4. Insert that gallery, and there you have the better looking gallery. I'll take an update, and let's see how this looks in the front. There we go. So this is the built-in gallery that we have from the Vidalytics editor, and this is the gallery from Jetpack, which is the tiled gallery here. We can change the styles of this gallery if you want to. You can do circles. That's beautiful. Square tiles. It's also beautiful. Tiled columns. It's also beautiful. And there are a few options here that you could play around with. So we're not going to discuss all of these options. We just want you to be aware that if you're using the Jetpack plugin, you have access to this beautiful tiled gallery. You don't have to put images side by side if you want your students to be able to compare these two images. What you can do instead is use the image compare block. Now, this image compare block is not a built-in block of the Gutenberg editor. Just like the tiled gallery block here, this image compare block is made available by the Jetpack plugin that we also installed to be able to use LaTeX code on our lessons. So if you install the Jetpack plugin, you'll have access to this image compare block. Let's click on the plus icon here and use an image compare block. So I'm going to go ahead and select the first banana here, and then I'll select the bottom white banana. There you go. So we now have the image compare block, which allows us to nicely compare images without having to put them side by side together. So let's click on update and see how it works on the front end. And there we have it. So your images don't always have to be sandwiched between paragraphs. By that I mean they don't always have to have an image above, a text above them, and a text below them. They can also sit side by side with text. So to do that, let's go back to our backend here and use a block called a media and text block. So let's just find a nice place where we can add another image. And I think we can choose this space here. So let's add an image here. So I'll click on the plus icon and look for the media and text block here. So I'll add an image here. Let's see this. So this is text. I'll copy that. I'll paste that here. There you have an image appearing next to text. We can change the alignment of the text, so we can make it appear on the left side of the image instead of the right side. As you can see here. Okay, and what else can we do? Well, we can make some changes on the styling here if we want. So we can change the background. We want it gray. Same here. We want the background to be gray, and maybe want to have some padding. Go padding there. Is there anything else that I can do? So that's about it. We'll let you play along with all the settings that you want here. But generally, that's how you make an image appear side by side with, or that's one way that you can make an image appear side by side with text. All right, so far we've added a lot of banana images in our lesson. Here in this lesson, we mentioned that it's not possible to upload SVG files to your WordPress site for security reasons, but we also did mention that there is a workaround for basically displaying SVG files on your lesson pages. So let's learn how to do that. On my downloads folder here, I have an SVG file, which I have downloaded online. And what we need to do in order to use this SVG file on our lesson here is to basically use a block called the custom HTML block. So the custom HTML block basically just allows us to embed custom HTML code directly on our lesson page. So let me go ahead and see if we still have some space here where we can add some SVG image. I think we can put that just below. Let's put it here. So let's split that paragraph some more and click on the plus icon and say custom HTML. So it allows us to paste code directly on the lesson page. But where do we get the code? So I have an SVG file here, and what I need to do is I just need to open it in a text editor. So if you're using Windows, you can just use the Notepad. If you're on Mac, you can use anything you want. If you're a developer, you could use any text editor you want. For simplicity, I'll just use the Notepad editor here. So I'll drag and drop the file here. Control A, I'll copy everything. I'll select everything and I'll copy everything. I'll go here, I'll paste. So that's XML code for the SVG file. I'll click on update and go back to my front page here. And let's see how it looks like. Click update. There you go. So this is the SVG file. This is how it looks like in code. And this is what it looks like when it's rendered on the page. That's the end of our lesson or for this section for adding images. We've covered a lot of ground here. We discussed of blocks. Hopefully you remember everything. In the next section of this lesson, we're going to talk about embedding videos to your lesson pages. Sometimes we'd like to add videos to our lessons. In LifterLMS, we recommend that you add your videos using the course builder. So let's go ahead and access the course builder for the parent course of this lesson. That would be the demo course. So I'm going to the dashboard here to open the builder. And then I'll open this section and view the lesson. So what we recommend is that you paste the URL of your video to the video embed URL field here. This field accepts videos from YouTube, Vimeo, and Wistia. You could also add the URL of the videos that you have uploaded directly to your media library here. So one video that I have here is this video file, which is of a pier that I've taken about 20 minutes from where I live. So we can use this video. To do that, I'm just going to copy the URL to the clipboard by clicking this button. And I'm going to paste it on this field here. So what happens now if I save this? Now that my video URL here, well, if I go to my front end here and reload the page, you would see that the video is displayed on the front end and it also played there. So that's one way to add videos to your lesson. As we mentioned before, you don't always have to use the videos that were uploaded in your media library. You can use videos from YouTube. You could use videos from Vimeo or from your Vimeo account, or you can use videos from your Wistia account. So to use a video from YouTube, let's copy the link in the browser. Then go to your course builder here, paste the YouTube link, and then let's just save the changes. Then now I can refresh this page and it will begin using the YouTube video. If you want to use a video from Vimeo, you can use any of your Vimeo videos. For this demo, we'll just use a Vimeo video that is in the public domain. So let's go ahead and select, let's say this one. I'll copy the link. Okay, we copy the link. I'll head back to my course builder. I'll paste the video link and I'll save the changes. Okay, click on that button. Let me refresh the page. And there we have the Vimeo video. Let's try to play it. There we go, it's playing now. Finally, you can also embed videos from your Wistia account. So in this case, I'm going to log into my Wistia account, go to the content library. I have already uploaded a video there. So let's just wait for this to finish loading. Okay, there we go. So I'm going to go to my project here and copy the URL for the video. So okay, there we go. I'm copying this link. I'm going to go back to my course builder, paste the link, and wait for the changes to be saved. It might take a while. Okay, so I'll press on the Save Changes button. It's saved. Now I can reload my page. And there we go. We have our Wistia video. Let me go ahead and play it. There we go. So again, as a recap on the course builder, for the video embed URL field, you can use your videos from your media library. You can use YouTube videos, Vimeo videos, and your Wistia videos. In the next section, we'll talk about how to add multiple videos on your lesson. When adding videos directly in the Gutenberg editor, you can use any of the available video blocks in the Gutenberg editor, like the video block, the YouTube block, or the Vimeo block. Remember that these blocks are not created by LifterLMS. These are built-in blocks of the Gutenberg editor, so these blocks will continue to exist even if you uninstall LifterLMS. In this section, we'll also talk about other places where you can host your videos. We won't cover every possible service that is available, but in addition to hosting your videos in your media library, YouTube, or Vimeo, we'll also cover Wistia, Vidalytics, VdoCipher, and Bunny.net. Let's start with the videos added to the media library. I've already added 2 additional videos to my media library here. To add them to my lesson, we'll use the built-in video block. So I'm going to go to my lesson here at the back end. So you'll notice that we have this Wistia video added already through the course builder. I'd like to add the videos using the video block. So I'm going to click on the plus icon here. I'll type in video. Okay, and I'll drag it Okay, actually I need to type enter first. Click on the first icon here, type video, and I'll drag the video here. Now let's go to my media library and let's pick this cool video. Hit update. Just wait for it. Now it's done updating, so I can go to my front end now and see that my video is here. Since we're talking about adding multiple videos on the front end, let's add another one. So I'm going to go back to my back end here. And when you're working with files like images and videos, there's a temptation there to just copy the link of the video and just paste it. This will not work for the videos that is hosted on your media libraries. For example, if I hit enter here and I click on paste, it's not going to work. It will basically use the wrong block. Instead of automatically using the video block, it automatically uses the embed URL block. So this is not good. So in this case, we still need to use the video block. So I'm going to click enter here. Actually, I'm going to do it here. I'll click on the plus icon here this time. Search for the video block. Go to my media library. And I can select the video short video there. There we go. And I click on update. And let's see the changes on the front end. All right, there we go. And that's how you use the video block. Let's replace the videos we added here with a YouTube video. So let me go ahead and open my lesson page on the back end. And let's first delete the videos that we have already added. This also helps with the load time while we're doing this demo. So I'm going to go ahead and delete this and also this. While we're at it, let's also delete the video that we added for this lesson through the course builder. So I'm going to open the course builder here and let us go to the lesson and just delete this Wistia video. So let's save the changes. Everything is saved. Now let's refresh the lesson page on the front end. Great. Now I have already opened the videos that we'll use for this section. And these are videos from our previous tutorials. Let me copy the link in the browser URL bar. And let's open the course page again on the back end. Let's close this one out. One way to add YouTube videos directly to your lesson is to just paste the link. I'm going to do it again because I used a keyboard shortcut. So I'll hit enter, copy, paste. And as soon as you paste it, the Gutenberg editor automatically detects that you want to display a YouTube video. So instead of displaying a link, it automatically displays the YouTube video for you. Another way that you can add the YouTube videos is to just also use the YouTube block. So I'll have a block here. I'll add this one below. And this time I'll copy the URL from the second tutorial. Copy, scroll down here, paste. And once I click on embed, it displays the YouTube tutorial for me. So I'm going to go ahead and save the changes. And then I'll visit my lesson here and refresh it. And there we go. It displays the two YouTube tutorials. Since we used the YouTube block here in this lesson page and not the video URL field here, as I mentioned in one of the previous sections, you will not be able to take advantage of the features of the LifterLMS Advanced Videos add-on. So for example, if you would like to force your students to finish watching these YouTube videos first before they can, let's say, mark the lesson as complete, you won't be able to do that. So that feature is only available if you add videos through this video embed URL here. And unfortunately, you can only add one video through this video URL field. So that's it for adding lessons or adding videos using or adding YouTube videos to your lesson. In the next section, we'll use Vimeo. To add Vimeo videos on our lesson page, let's use a Vimeo block. So I'll open the course lesson page on the back end again, and let me first delete these YouTube videos that we added. I'll click on enter, and then here I'll add a Vimeo block. Let's drag it there in place, and it's going to ask us for a URL. Earlier in the lesson, we added Vimeo URLs that are in the public domain. This time, let's use Vimeo videos that are hosted in our own account. So I'm going to go to my Vimeo library here, and these are my own videos. I'll click on copy link, copy video link, and then I'll paste it here. I'll click on embed, and that should embed the video. Okay, that embeds the Vimeo video now, as you can see here. Let's click on update to save the changes and then view the lesson on the front end once it's done updating. It's done updating now. Let's reload the page. And there's our Vimeo video. Let's add another one. So this time I'll use this link, copy, and then now this time instead of using the Vimeo video block, I can actually just paste that link directly on the front end. I mean on the editor here. So I'm going to hit enter, and I'll paste the link. And as you can see here, the Gutenberg editor automatically recognizes that this link is a Vimeo video, and it renders the video in place. So once I click on update here to save the changes, we should be able to see that video on the front end as well. Let's click on reload. And there's the Vimeo video, the second one. So as you can see, the Gutenberg editor automatically used the Vimeo video block for us when we pasted that link. And that's how you add Vimeo videos to your lesson. Next up, let's add Wistia videos. So I've already added 2 more Wistia videos here, but we'll only use this first, this one and this one. So let's open our lesson on the back end. And just like before, let's delete this Vimeo videos that we've added. Save the changes. And now let's begin adding Wistia videos. Now, unlike before, where we were able to use the video block, the YouTube block, and the Vimeo block, for Wistia videos, there is no specific Gutenberg block that you can use. What you can just do instead is directly paste the link to your Gutenberg editor. So I'm going to copy, let's say, the link for this video. And let's see, share, copy link, head back to my lesson, back in here, and I'll just paste it. So that's the video. So what WordPress does, or what the Gutenberg editor does, is it automatically detects the URL and creates an embed block for us, or it uses the embed block for us. It doesn't use the video block, it uses the embed block. As you can see here, if I try to search for Wistia, it doesn't search. It doesn't have any specific Wistia block. And if I try to use a video block instead, right here, then click on insert from URL, paste. It doesn't work. So let's see what happens if we try to save this on and view it on the front end. So saving is done, and now let's see what happens on the front end. So there you go. You can see that the Vimeo of the Wistia video is working fine, but the ones that's using the video and block is not loading at all. So let's go to the back end and delete this video block. And let's add another Wistia video. So this time let's use this video. So I'll click on share and click on copy again. I'll head to my front end and click on enter. And then I'll paste the link again. And there you go. Let's save the changes. And then finally, let's reload the front end of the lesson page. So there you go. You have 2 Wistia videos on your front end. You can also embed videos which you have uploaded to your Vidalytics dashboard. So I have 2 videos here that I've uploaded to my Vidalytics dashboard, and I'd like to use them on my lesson page here. So let me open my lesson page back end again, and let me delete these Wistia videos from the previous section. Now, unlike Wistia, where you can just copy the video URL link and then paste it directly to your Gutenberg editor, for videos uploaded to Vidalytics, the process is a little more involved. So in particular, the way you embed the first video coming from Vidalytics is going to be different from the way you embed the second, third, fourth, and all succeeding videos. In particular, to embed videos from Vidalytics.com, you need to use the custom HTML block. So let me go ahead and add an HTML block here. Custom HTML, let me drag it there. So the first custom HTML block will be different from the succeeding custom HTML blocks. I'm going to click on the share icon here for the first video. And then under inline embed, I'll select standard under embed code, and then just click on copy to clipboard. I'll paste the custom HTML code here, click on update, and then once it's saved, I'll go to the front end and see my video. So there's the Vidalytics video, that's the first one. For the second, third, and fourth videos that I upload, I'll use a different custom HTML code. So let me go ahead and add another one. Custom HTML, I'll drag this below. And I'll go back to my dashboard here for Vidalytics, and I'll copy the embed code for the second video. So I'm going to click on this icon here under inline embed, go to embed code and select multiple videos. You'd see that the embed code changed. And as you can see here, it does have a instruction or warning for embedding the videos. So for multiple videos, it says do not use this embed code for the first video on your page. Only use this embed type for any secondary videos. So that applies to second, third, fourth, and all succeeding videos. So now that I've selected multiple videos, I'll click on copy to clipboard and I'll paste this custom code. And then I'll save the changes. Once it's saved, I can go back to my front end and reload the page. So there we have the second video from Vidalytics, and that is how you add videos to your lesson page when the videos are coming from Vidalytics.com. You can also use videos coming from or hosted in VdoCipher. So I have already added 2 videos here to VdoCipher.com, and to use this on these videos on your WordPress site, you need to install the VdoCipher plugin first. So I'll head on to my plugins section here in WordPress and click on Add New Plugin. And let's search for VdoCipher. And click on Install. Activate it. Now, once you activate it, it would display this message. The VdoCipher plugin is not ready. You can click here to configure. Let's click on that. And it's asking for our API key. So we can find the API key in our VdoCipher dashboard. I'll just head to Security and Config. API keys, click on Add API Key, copy that, and then head back to the dashboard again for WordPress, and then that creates the API key. Click on Save Changes. And there we go. It's now connected our VdoCipher account here. And we can now start using VdoCipher videos on our lesson. So let's close this one out. And then let's open this on the back end. Let me just delete this custom HTML blocks from previous section. And let's click on update. Let's wait for it to finish. All right, so now that we have installed the VdoCipher plugin, there are two options, or there are two ways for us to display these videos to our lesson page. So the first one is to use the VdoCipher block. We can drag here. Just click on enter. So we can drag it here. And the second one is to use the video shortcode. So VDO shortcode, and it just expects us to provide the video ID here. So let's try both approaches. First, I'll copy this ID for this video here, and I'll paste that here. And then I'll copy the ID for this video here. Click on the copy ID button, and let me paste that here. Okay, there we go. So we have two videos. Let's click on update. And once it's done updating, we can load the lesson page on the front end. Sometimes it could take a while, depending on your internet connection. There we go, it's updated. Let's reload the page. Okay, there we go. So now it's loading the two videos. So the first video, we loaded it via shortcode, and the second video, we loaded it using the VdoCipher block. In both cases, the shortcode and the VdoCipher block expects the ID of the video, which you can copy on your VdoCipher dashboard for each video. Another service that you can use to host your videos is Bunny.net. So I have already uploaded two videos here. It's the same videos to my Bunny.net account. Let's now go ahead and embed these videos to our lesson page. So on the back end, I'm going to delete the videos from the previous lesson, and that's for VdoCipher. And I'll click on enter here. And now I want to use these two videos on my lesson page. There is no shortcode or built-in shortcode or block that you can use to embed Bunny.net videos on your lesson page. What you can do instead is to use the custom HTML block to embed videos from Bunny.net. So I'm going to add a custom HTML block here. Like I mentioned, there is no Bunny.net block here. So I'll use a custom HTML block. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy this embed code for my Bunny.net video. And I'll go here, paste it, click on update. I'm going to go to my front page now. And there is my Bunny.net video. I'm going to add a second one. So let's add another custom HTML code block. Drag it there. And this time I want to embed this video. So I'm just going to click on that video, and then on the embed field, I'll copy the embed code. Go back to your lesson, paste the video, and paste the embed code, and hit on update. Okay, I'll click on update. Let's refresh the page. And now we have two Bunny.net hosted videos on our lesson page. Adding audio recordings to your lesson is easy. You can add audio that's uploaded to your media library, like this one, or you can also use audio that is hosted in SoundCloud, like this one. To add these two audio files on your lesson, all you need to do is copy the link. So let's do that. Let's open the lesson page here. I'll click enter. This time I'll keep the videos here. We won't delete them. So first, let's try adding audio hosted in your media library. I'm going to click on this audio file here. I'm going to copy this to clipboard. And then on my lesson page here, I'll just paste that link. And the Gutenberg editor will automatically convert that into the audio shortcode. I click on update. The audio will be displayed on the front end, and the audio player will be displayed on the front end, and I can play the audio. Another thing that I can use is a file from SoundCloud. In this case, I just need to copy the link here or from here. And I can just go to my lesson page. This time I'll put this on top. And I can just also paste that file link, and it will automatically be rendered by the Gutenberg editor. Let's go to the front end of our lesson page, and there is our file from SoundCloud. This isn't the only way you can add audio, though. You can also add these audio files using the course builder. So let me go ahead and launch the course builder and open the lesson here. You can see here that there is an audio embed URL. So I can paste the link from a media file there. And now let's wait for it to save. And let's go back to our front end here. There we go. It's displaying that audio file. It plays. And I can also use SoundCloud there. So I just copy this link again, go to my course builder, and then replace this with the SoundCloud link. Let's wait for these changes to save, to finish saving. There we go. So that's okay. Let's reload it. Let's wait for it to save, and let's reload. And there you go. We have the SoundCloud audio. There's two of them displayed now, so let me remove the one that I've embedded on my lesson page directly. So open the document viewer here to remove the SoundCloud block. Click on update, and there you go. So this SoundCloud file here is coming directly from this field, the audio embed URL, while this other audio file here is coming directly from the Gutenberg editor. You noticed earlier that we have a SoundCloud block here. That is also a built-in block. So I can access that here. So I can just type sound, and you'll have it there. SoundCloud URL. So we can just paste the SoundCloud URL here again. Embed. And then it re-embeds the file. And that wraps up our lesson on adding audio files to your Gutenberg editor. We've covered a lot of ground in this lesson while we're using the Gutenberg editor alongside the SkyPilot theme. We'll learn how to add text, we'll learn how to embed documents, we'll learn how to add images to our lesson pages in multiple ways, and we also learned about multiple ways of adding videos and audio files to our lesson pages. If you'd like to learn more, or if you would like to see more helpful tutorials, subscribe to our YouTube channel, or you can go to LifterLMS.com/talks to see more tutorials there.